Hello, 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 hello. Oh, I'm mic one. Lovely. Don't go chasing waterfall. Sorry. Don't you dare put that on. I know we are.
Going on,
Don't you
mate.
dare put that
That's
on.
going on.
I'll fucking never come again. No.
Little singing solo
Embarrassment.
from Luke there. Welcome to the PIXI Gaming Podcast, your place for in-depth breakdowns of characters, video games themselves, and they make me, my guests, and all of us feel. And today I'm joined for the every other weekly PIXI Partner Up podcast by Mr. Luke Roberts.
Good evening, Mr. Perry. Good evening.
How's it going?
Very well, mate. Very well. Thank you. All good.
Off
All
a
good.
hefty COD sesh we've just come off of.
Yes, lovely.
Probably about 20 minutes ago. We got off, had a little break, and now we're cracking straight on with the podcast.
Straight on.
So, we will dive in, as we always do, into what's in play on this day. If you haven't seen this podcast before, it's a podcast where me and Luke basically break down a little bit about what Luke's up to, and then after that, we break down what a game that we play on the same couch, co-op, and then we give it a bit of a sort of rundown or a rating, I guess. And,
yeah,
and
what we enjoy about it.
break down little subsections of it. But we always start with what's in play on this day. So, what have you been playing, mate?
Well,
It's been something different every time. So
yeah, at this moment in time, again, the FIFAs are still there. I've branched off.
winning
I
at
think I mentioned
FIFA, losing at FIFA.
I'd say 17 wins for the basically weekend league all the time now. It's all right, but like I need to get an extra like 4 wins to get that big step up in prizes really. So I'm trying to work on that. I'm playing a lot at the moment. Battlefront's still in.
Did you play the
mix.
weekend?
I did play the weekend league.
How did you?
17 wins and
Out of?
So you get 17 out of 30, but
Okay.
obviously if you get to a certain level, you don't need to play the others because you can't get another level, so you don't gain anything extra. I think I won 17, lost 11, lost 12.
Oh, okay.
So it was
And
alright.
what do the other ones go like as null and void or?
So yeah, they just won't count. So like
Okay.
basically the big one's 23. You get like this premium pack which has, well, for now it's Team of the Seasons, which are like yes please, big money packs basically.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
get them and they're tradable. So at this moment in time, you know, I need to jump another 6 wins if anything. So I need to be going, what's that, like 23 and 7. That's the ideal. But you come up, obviously it goes on skill level, and then once you've won a couple, and that's it then. You know, and people do it for like a living, mate, FIFA. So I really struggle in that regards. Battlefront, that's still on there, yeah, abouts. I nearly dived back into Apex today. I was gonna, so I need. Obviously, I've seen the update.
So yeah, we've just had a little look as this podcast has been recorded. And Apex have done a little update where they've got these like weird dragon things on the map, which is definitely engaging me and Luke back into it straight away.
100%.
It's creating that hype. They have said there will be a live event in
okay.
Apex now.
Good.
So you know the giant things that are in the sea.
Yeah,
They are
I've
now
heard about
moving
these.
around.
I've heard about these.
Like every time I log in, they're in a different place.
Oh, okay.
And I think they're going to come into the map and do something crazy.
That'd
so
be mad.
super keen
Amazing.
for that. Yeah. So perhaps Apex will be a
Perhaps
feature
Apex will be
next
back
time.
on. Hopefully, the next pod will definitely be back on. I mean, it's already downloaded, updated. Obviously, after just seeing the challenges they've brought in, which is amazing. So obviously, I'll be giving that another run. Hopefully, putting some good time into that.
What was the other thing you mentioned before Apex?
Battlefront.
Battlefront, yes.
Star Wars. Obviously, it's quite an old game.
What do you play normally then? The Galactic Conquest?
There's like Galactic Assault.
That's the
and
one.
There's Capital Supremacy. They're my main 2 that I go to. So Galactic Assault is the one that's more COD size based.
Yes.
So maybe like 10 a team rather
like
than
a team
20.
deathmatch,
A bit more like team deathmatch.
And the other one's a bit more like Battlefield.
Literally massive, huge map. You know, loads of players on your team. It's all the same maps though, so there is very limited maps on what they choose. That's the only downfall. But you get a lot of kills, like, you know, you get your heroes. So, you know, you save your points that you earn in the game and use them in the game, which is quite good. Something that I've never seen from another game that I've played anyway. So obviously that gives us.
So you're reasonably late to the Battlefront party, really.
Yeah.
I played it when it first came out. I quite enjoyed it, and then I sort of tailed off of it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like the newest Star Wars movie, and it put me off it a bit. But because I was like super mega ultra into Star Wars.
Yeah.
But what is it like coming in at this point? Is there any kind of like new things in it and stuff like that? I know obviously it's got like Count Dooku stuff like that. That's cool.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not like a die-hard Star Wars fan. It was
Mm.
just something that I thought, yeah, it was in sale. I'll give it a run. You know, there's nothing really brand new about it. It stayed the same. I mean, I played it before as well. I definitely played the first one a lot.
Yeah.
And the second one I didn't. So obviously this is new to me. I say I prefer the first one. I think I prefer the map. So that's the only thing I do like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously there's nothing new that I know of.
It's got like a very arcadey style, though. You can't aim down sights or anything, can you? So it's like
you can go first person with some of them, so you can get a bit of sights if you will. But like they've brought these daily crates out as well, so obviously it's going to microtransactions again. But you know, you get a crate every day, so it's something they give you, which I find quite interesting.
Strangely enough, the 3 games that you're on about playing at the moment are all EA games as well.
Yeah, very true. Well, I do have the EA Pass access.
Oh, do you? Cool.
I mean, the only reason I got that was because I got it for free. My mate went, I've downloaded this. Do you want to give it a run?
Yeah,
so
nice.
I've given it a run. And I'm enjoying it. You know, it's one of those we'll dive on, probably play a bit tonight if I can when I'm home.
Yeah, cool.
Apart from that, really, that's the only 2 I'm playing. I'm not really playing much else, unfortunately, at the moment, anyway.
So you were playing the racing game for a little bit. That's all sort of tailed off. Golf games tailed off.
Golf's tailed off. It's one of those. I think
you just like to like dabble in things. Literally, we just
we're literally going to anything.
Our next PIXI Partner Up after this one will be Knack, and I literally just let Luke play like the very first tiny little bit of Knack, just sort of give him a taster of what it's going to be next week.
Yeah.
And straight away, like, it's something about playing something different that you just really like.
I don't know, like I've played everything. I think there's not been a game that I've not like had to go on or I've read about, you know. So I'm pretty into anything and everything. And Nintendo as well. Like, you know, I play all the platforms. Whereas a lot of players are very like, I'll stick to one platform. Yeah, I've played it all, so I try and keep it going.
Myself, I have been playing obviously Call of Duty Blackout. Played quite a bit of that.
Yeah.
Apex, I've been diving in and out of. I like to have like a game or 2 on Apex. I like to just sort of jump on, have a go, and then especially I dived on the other day to see whether these things have moved, which is cool. It's nice seeing them like move around the ocean. And you know how they used to be like big and black, and like there used to be nothing to them.
Nothing to them.
If you go to them now, they're like huge and have like they're green and have like scales on them and stuff.
Okay.
It's really weird. So they've like added detail to them effectively. So like you know they're going to be coming onto the map. But I'm super keen on what they're going to be and what this dragon thing is. And I don't. Yeah, it's all a bit weird. But we're leading up to it now, so it'll be not June 2nd.
No, July was it?
July 2nd is the start of season 2. So super keen for that, and there will be a new hero as well.
Okay, good.
The new person they've revealed basically is this girl who she can like set up force fields.
Nice, that'd be useful.
Which is cool. They're like these weird kind of like electric barriers where if you go through them, you like slice people up and stuff.
Oh,
really
okay.
Weird.
Okay.
But she's got like quite a few different abilities.
OP.
She seems like she might be a little bit OP, but she also seems like her abilities might actually be really decent. Although,
that's true.
You know, it depends on the player, because I've seen people do some pretty crazy things with stuff that I wouldn't dream of doing, you know. I saw this guy once who chucked a pad onto one of Matey's jump pads.
Yeah.
Onto like some ledge that was the other side of him, and he was like up in the sky on something, some structure, and he jumped onto it, off of it, turned around, and quickscoped someone who's behind him, and I was just like, next level.
How it is.
There's always a next level.
How it is.
So Blackout, been playing a little bit. I'll dive into that a little bit more on my other podcast with Amy, where I just sort of dive into things a little bit more about myself.
Of course.
So I got a duo win.
Yeah, that's nice.
For the first time
was
since
that
I
with
played
a randomer?
It was with Almighty Tiger, the guy from the USA that I've sort of linked up with.
Nice.
And played with. He plays Fortnite with me, Apex.
So he's duoing with
weirdly enough, we had like an absolutely terrible time. We played like 6-7 games in a row, and we just died every single time we landed. And then we went to team deathmatch, and I had probably the worst 3 team deathmatches of my whole life. Then we just went, we'll give one more go on the Blackout, won it. And it was like,
easy as that.
Yeah, a bit
when
odd.
You want to.
Yeah, and then I also am playing, of course, which is a little bit more tailored to yourself,
Yeah.
and is Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
So Breath of the Wild is absolutely blowing me away in every way, shape, and form, and I will. This is being recorded after My Name Is Podcast. No, before My Name Is Podcast, but will be posted after.
Yes.
So yeah, I will sort of dive into it way more on My Name Is Podcast, or
Nice.
will have for people who are listening
Of course.
and watching now. But it's like I have never played a Zelda game before, and
No.
obviously, so it's a very new world to me, and there's new things
It's
in it.
totally new, yeah. To
But
you.
the size of the world is what's really, really capturing me at the moment, and it's just like I've gone round and I've now revealed the whole map,
Nice.
which is just gigantic, and there's so many different things going on, and I've just unlocked the Divine Beasts, which are like you have to unlock 4 of them,
Yeah.
and they all attack Ganon, and then you get a chance to be able to get in and fight Ganon properly.
Nice.
So I'm sort of raring up, and there's something that's cool about this open world specifically. Like I've played the likes of Witcher and stuff, and you feel like in Witcher and stuff like that, like you're making a difference in the world.
Witcher's phenomenal, yeah. It's
But
very much.
in this, you can see the difference you're making. So
Yeah.
when I move these Divine Beasts, they're now like perched on different places, and they're like shooting red beams at Ganon, who's
So they're actually
surrounding
yeah,
Hyrule
yeah.
Castle. So like I can actually see the impact I'm making. And obviously when I first came down, there's all these towers. They were all orange
Bloody hell.
in different places, and they're like what make the map black. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
now I've made them all blue. I've like turned the map blue. It's really cool. Like
Wow.
sort of all the towers anyway.
Yeah,
But, like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
can see the difference you're making on the map, which is cool as you go along.
That's amazing.
But yeah, definitely, as I mentioned before, I will be doing a sort of getting you to play Breath of the Wild, basically.
Yeah,
And
I
then
need to, 100%.
and seeing what you think of it, being such a Zelda fan as well, and it'll be really interesting to see how that goes. But yeah, apart from that, we've both been playing Dauntless.
Yes,
So
Dauntless.
I've played a hefty amount of Dauntless. Yourself, what are you thinking of it at the moment?
Honestly,
we had a brief discussion earlier on.
Yeah, I spoke to you earlier about it. I just, like you said, I think I need to give it a bit more time. Like I think it's very much going. It seems a bit repetitive in regards of the matchmaking, maybe something like that. Like where you're going to fight the same beast to upgrade your armor, yada yada yada. So obviously you've said there, are you playing with like randomers? Are you playing with one friend, 2 friends, whatever? And obviously I've just played on my own. So I think if I start giving it a go where, like you said, there's like 6 of us now that are sort of dabbling in it. Maybe if we're online or go on, it's going to be a different sort of game. So I really need to give it that time of thought, really. And like you said, people using certain weapons to do certain attacks, to do certain things to the enemy. So after that, once we actually get involved and start getting into it properly, I think I'm going to enjoy it more. You know, I said to you, it's a free to play. I'm going to give it a chance until some updates maybe come out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to expect from it, but at the moment I'm enjoying it regarding of just killing stuff to actually get better weapon, better flipping out. What else is there? There's so much guns as well. Like I had to ask you about that earlier.
Yeah, that's another thing, is that like everything on it is like a bit of a voyage of discovery.
Yeah.
Because it's very new, so nobody really knows. So like we're all like, I was just walking around and I couldn't work out where the guns were, and I was playing with Shannon, and Shannon just went, "Oh, this is how you make the guns." And I was like, "Oh."
Bloody hell,
and then when I went
straight
to go
away.
do it, it's like weird, like when you get that. But yes, that's what we're up to at the moment. I think this sort of coming couple of weeks we'll manage to get some kind of Dauntless session in.
Yeah, definitely.
So
100%.
we'll be able to have and also we're thinking about playing some Fortnite online with people
Good
as well.
talk. Yeah, good talk about it.
So we'll be talking about that next time. But is that everything at the moment?
Everything at the moment, yes.
Lovely.
Pretty
So
samey.
we'll chime back in with next time when we see how you're doing on FIFA and so on and so forth.
Yes.
So this has been What's in Play on this day, and now we move on to PIXI Partner Up. Welcome back to the PIXI Game Podcast, and now we enter the segment in which me and Luke devote a pretty decent amount of
Good
time
amount
to.
of time,
Actually,
mate. You know, like
that's it.
Make the
We-
night for it.
yeah,
It's fine
we
with
set
me.
aside some enough time that's needed really for each game,
Yeah.
and we put in. Yeah, depending on the game really as well, because like certain obviously story games put a little bit more into, but like FIFA last week we didn't put so much time into because you don't need to.
Exactly.
But the PIXI Partner Up segment in which we break down co-op games, and this week it is Black Ops 3. It's been really interesting to go back to such an old game. Like you said, you had
Yeah.
only started at Spoons when it came out.
Oh, don't. 4
So-
years ago, so.
Yeah, 4 years ago. So we got a 4-year-old game that I was basically trawling through a load of games at my dad's house, Knack next week being one of them, and then I found all these old Call of Duty games that had sort of been and gone, and I looked on the back of this one and it specifically said co-op multiplayer campaign, sorry, and I was like, I think we found one here.
This is
So
something.
we have dove into Black Ops 3 and its campaign, which actually has blown me away. Like, I cannot remember anything of it. I think I played a little bit of it, clearly, but not very much, not enough for it to stand out in my mind. But we have written some notes down whilst we were playing.
Yeah.
So, just for starters, anything like sort of standing out in your mind at the moment?
Just how well it held up, I think. I know it's on a next-gen console, that sort of stuff, but I feel it held up really well. I think like just the graphics stuff. I didn't feel it was an older game, if you know what I mean. But I think COD now have come so far, and every game is now just getting better. I mean, obviously with the new Modern Warfare coming out, I'm like, woo! You know, I've sort of backed out of this Black Ops 4. So obviously getting back into it's going to be quite nice.
It'll be cool because the newer one, just to sort of digress slightly, the newer one is going to be basically a new engine with brand new graphics and everything else. So this one, I feel, there's not much difference between this and Black Ops 4.
No.
In terms of graphics, there's barely any, if anything.
No, exactly, and that's what I felt.
Same engine, same graphics, basically.
Yeah.
But yes, as we dove into the story, which really blew both of us away. We both sat down. We didn't really know what we were going to expect and all this kind of stuff. And we started off, and we were just in this sort of like infiltrating some prisoner or something like that.
Yeah, infiltrating like a mayor or something. It was like we had to hack the system, get in there, go and find him on a different looked like torture cameras. It was really weird.
Yeah.
You skip through the cameras, but after that, you did all your attacks and stuff. But the story seems like it's going to be really good. We were actually watching all the cutscenes. That was one thing we were doing. Actually listening to what was going on, and like you said, you're really interested in the narrative and what was going to actually come of it, basically. Yeah,
and you also said to me straight from the off, you were like, it's really cool how futuristic it is. So obviously, this is the COD that was exosuits and so on and so forth. Although actually, you don't get to use any of the jetpack in exosuits.
No, I haven't seen anything.
Not to the point that we played anyway. You may later on. But you get to do the wall running and stuff like that. You get the old exosuit, but you sort of start off boots on the ground, normal Call of Duty, really.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
So, what was it that sort of captured you straight away, especially with like the early sort of gameplay and cutscenes?
Just how in depth it was. Like obviously sitting there and you're like hearing about, and then the personal life about Rachel and all this guy.
This is quality.
I mean, that's just
there's this like really corny conversation between these two guys who like walk up to each other and he's like, "Hey man, how's it going?
How's Rachel?"
Yeah, and he's like, "Not with her no more."
Literally, it's like he's ruined his life. But no, it was really good.
It was really odd.
Even that was just like part way through our fight scene, or gunfight, should I say? And then suddenly they've stopped having this chat, and then bang, away you go again. It's like it was really good. It's personal. It sort of got you involved as well because they looked at you as a character. Like there was one guy when we were sat in that bar or pub or whatever it was with that Chinese guy, and then he's like directing it, I don't know who you are, but like
and your character talks, which is cool.
Yeah, a lot of the COD you didn't have that. Like it was very much just the others around you.
You're like sort of silent protagonist. Kind of.
Yeah, trying to get stuff going. But no, this one, you really got involved. I think the other AIs were really good. They actually like looked at you as you as a person rather than just a character, which is hard to put into words, but it was really good how they used it, I think. Yeah,
it was cool. They also like slowed the pace down, which was quite cool, I thought. So like the NPCs who you were with, they would be like sort of infiltrating with you, but me and Luke would be like miles ahead, looking at a door, like where are we going? But they would like slow the pace down and make you more immersed in it. That's what I felt.
Well, we had that one scenario, didn't we? So
we did have we did have one of the big things that I'll sort of start on with, because it sort of segues straight onto our notes, is bugs. So this game had quite a few bugs. So there was one where I went into a menu and I got stuck. We had to restart the game. I had to do that twice.
Yes, we did. Yeah, that was
what
annoying.
else was there?
There was that one where Diaz got stuck on that door because I think we flew off too fast.
We flew off too quick, and then there was supposed to be cutscenes or any kind of map changes and stuff are activated by the NPCs moving, not by yourself, which is strange enough.
Strange.
So we cracked on ahead, and they sort of caught up, but they were being really silent and weird, and then they were just stood there, and me and Luke like, okay, there's guys in here, so crack on.
Let's go, lads. And then obviously we had to restart, I think, then to redo the whole mission to then find out what actually happened, because obviously they cut the lights, then we got the advanced vision, and obviously the door actually
night
opened
vision
that time,
goes green or whatever. I mean the door didn't open, you had him just running into the store, and we had to punch him through a few times to run into him, like, go on mate, in you get. But there's a lot of bugs considering it's not. Well, I suppose it's 4, but even like the menu to begin with, when we were trying to get the campaign
to work.
Yeah.
Like we had to look it up.
It took ages. Like it takes ages. So once you've downloaded
do another
everything, you
one,
then
sort
need
of.
to go back into it again. It was really odd.
It was very strange.
So this another thing we've written down is about the split screen. I wasn't a massive fan of split screen because it done that classic thing that some sort of more modern games seem to do, which is cut a load of the side of the screen off.
Yeah, it did. Didn't it?
Didn't it just cut just one side off?
It looked like it at some points, like they're just right hand side. I thought.
Yeah.
So you were going through. Obviously, it's straight down the middle, so it's expected. But I don't know. I don't feel it got in.
No, it wasn't like a hindrance. It was just I was like, why not use that bit of
cut it
screen?
in half.
Like
Yeah.
I just don't understand why you wouldn't.
It's very true. I know you're
something to do with stretching the screen and how it would affect the graphics, I guess. Another thing is that we wrote down was that you can choose or make your own loadout in it.
That was amazing. Now, I mentioned this to you, and we were both like, yeah, we like this. It sort of brought the multiplayer aspect to the single players, because obviously online on cards you always get to like make your own loadouts, pick literally your sights, your bloody grips, everything.
Mm-hmm.
But it looked like if you played online, it brings it into your single player as well.
Yeah.
So obviously maybe playing a bit of multiplayer first to upgrade your guns in the single player. It was really good. And like, what was it? The fabrication kits, I think, which was like you unlock points.
Like you get unlock points for completing missions. So it was odd because this game kind of it wasn't just like so on your standard Call of Duty kind of or any Call of Duty I've played, which is quite a few storylines on them. You just go from mission to mission. There's no intermediate. You just go. It just goes well done. You've completed that mission. You're on to the next one, next cutscene, whatever. This here, you went into this strange, which is another thing we've written down, which is like a safe house. So you go into this kind of like weird. What would you describe?
I don't even know, like just like your headquarters, wasn't it?
Yeah,
where you could load up, like change your loadouts. You could design your weapon. You could put like your own camo, stuff like that on it, which I thought was really good. And there was that immersion thing that you had to go on, which was pretty interesting.
And actually, at this point, it was quite cool, which is why you can tell it was like a made for co-op campaign. Was that like
100%.
I went off and went into this like immersion thing, which was like a weird kind of Tron Rocket League looking world that I shot some like sort of weird like look like dummies.
Yeah.
And it was like a training area, and Luke was still just like faffing around with his
doing my
guns or
bits,
whatever he was doing. You can also change your character's appearance in this place. You can change literally everything. It was really, really interesting, and it was interesting to have this kind of area not only to just sort of breathe for the missions, but also to like ready yourself up and sort of walk around and stuff like that.
Yeah, really enjoyed it.
And you can tell as the game goes on, you like obviously we didn't play the whole game, or so we played quite a few hours. Must have been 3-4 hours.
3-4 hours, definitely.
So as the game goes on, you can clearly see that's where you go back to upgrade your guns for next time and so on and so forth. So that was really cool. We started off there. I can't remember where. So in there you can make your own loadouts, of course. Cutscenes were quite
really
cool.
Good, I thought
They were
like
immersive, I thought.
Yeah.
So what did you think of like? So obviously at the start of the game you start off and you're walking around your normal guy, and then you get your arms ripped off by a robot, which was horrific.
Oh my god, yeah, and your hands. Christ, I forgot about all of that.
Yeah, that was
really weird. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, next minute you're in this like neurological weird
DNI, I think they call it.
Sketchy like robotic dream, where it would like play a scene and then stop the scene, and this guy would like walk out from it as if it was like not reality, like you're in the Matrix.
Yes,
or something.
that was it.
So how did you feel about that?
I thought that was really good. I think that's when we both again looked at each other and went, "Fucking hell, this is all right. This is really like a game that is different. It's got a decent storyline to it. Like you say, most of the CODs were just bang, bang, bang. Yep. This one got you little cutscenes where you were learning about the characters and like, okay, so this is in your brain now. This is what you can do with it. How would you change it?" And it was like, sorry, what? And I didn't know where the hell we were half the time. And you kept asking me, do you understand what's going on? Because it was really confusing.
I think from until we got our augmentation put on or whatever, it seemed to have some kind of like narrative sense to me. And then after that, it was just like they were talking a lot, and it was really incoherent. Like they were like, oh, like you know the DNIs and you gotta like get it hack into that terminal and make sure you download your super ultra mega configuration, and then like you can take over these guys. But what about the the strike or whatever it
Yeah,
was, and it was like literally like none of it made any sense to you. You're just like, yeah, all right, and then it would just end, and you'd just be like, okay, I'm shooting people again, all right, and then you'd like come back to it, and they'd all be like talking that kind of weird language again. It's really weird, wasn't it?
It was funny, but I have to admit I did enjoy it, and like you said,
It
if we
was really
carried
good.
on, I think it could have been interesting as anything. But I think you had like a load of different enemies as well. Like obviously those people we were speaking to at the end of the last mission we did, they obviously turned into our enemies because we shot them all.
Yeah.
It was just it's crazy. I really enjoyed it though. I think
It was classic kind of Call of Duty campaigns are always. I think hopefully this new one will change it, but or some of the old ones are a little bit more serious, but they always have that kind of like I don't know, they're a bit OTT, you know.
Yeah.
And there was that OTT-ness about it, that classic kind of Call of Duty OTT-ness. But there was something that like really gripped me, which was the first scene that you get inside this kind of neurological world. So you wake up from your operation and you're on a train. And then when you're on this train, it's like really futuristic, cool-looking train. And then this guy's talking to you, and he's like, your guy basically says like, "Is this a dream?" And he says,
Literally, yeah.
"It very may well be a dream, but you may as well live it." And then all of a sudden, the train like stops and explodes, and there's loads of people flying towards you and stuff, but it all stops.
Yeah.
As if like in movies sometimes where like the whole screen stops, but there's still a guy talking to you or whatever.
Yeah.
It was just like that. He was like sort of narrating what was going on and was talking about this weird neurological implant you had and all this kind of stuff. But like the sort of art of that screen was really, really cool. Like it was really beautiful looking, and like the way they done it and like how they slowed it down with the like, and it just was really cool. I thought.
Loved every bit of it, and there was the other one after it, which went into the steel mill. I think exactly the same, and then that's where, like I say, he was saying about how would you change it, what would you do to stop it. And like, it was just really weird because it looked like you were actually.
So you were playing like a moment in time that had already happened. It was like, here are like, let's just say for instance, Delta Squad. And you'd see them in front of you, and they are walking up behind this truck or whatever, and then bang, they blow up, and you go, well, Delta Squad died. So what would you do to do it better? Or
literally, it was like that.
Brief description of what it was. Apologies, there was a bit of technical difficulty there. Amy isn't here to do the filming today as much as she normally is. She's a little bit poorly, so me and, trying to bumble my way through it. So we'll move on to our sort of individual little subsections that we break down about each PIXI Partner Up game that we review. So Black Ops 3, split screen. How was it for you?
Split screen... I didn't have any problems with it. I think, Carry on, sorry.
Sorry, I just got carried away with...
Sorry, mate.
Actually, I just thought to myself, it's really quite good graphics for split screen.
For split screen, it was very good graphics. Like, attention to detail on the littler things, smaller things, like just the keypads and stuff like that. They were very, well designed, and you could actually go up to it and look at it. All the guns were really good. I think, Call of Duty have always had that real nice feel of the gun. You can actually look at it and go, I know what that is. But yeah, I really like the graphics, and the split screen I didn't have a problem with.
Split screen is absolutely fine. Like I said, I didn't like the fact that it cut that bit out of it.
Yeah,
that's it. It wasn't like a major gripe. It was just small. How was the co-op utilised?
This was it was a hard one to answer because we've had the revive, obviously, which we said instantly as soon as that happened was good.
It felt good to be able to revive each other again in a game.
Yeah. Regarding like doing stuff together as a two, there wasn't much.
There was call-outs. We've done a couple of call-outs where there's a guy up there, there's a guy down here, look out for the grenade and stuff like that.
100%.
So that's like creating that interaction that we always go on about between the two of us.
Yeah, very true. The co-op were outside of the game. Inside of the game, I think it was... Well, there was that one attack, obviously, where we saved the male or whatever, I think I said. We had to pick which... Like, it was like, right, you got this side, you got that side. You had to kill at the same time, else he would have got shot.
Yeah.
There's a few scenarios like that. Apart from, like... I don't know, really. Anything else, it's pretty much standard COD.
Just
with
sort
two
of
of you.
through shooting away.
Very good.
It just helps having you there because there's so many enemies and it was very hard.
Yeah, I felt like we downed a lot in this one. For any of the other shooters we've been on anyway.
Yeah, definitely. And I can imagine, obviously, with it being co-op, I'd enjoy it far more because if every time I got downed on this game today, if I was playing by myself, I'd have died.
Oh, shit, yeah.
I'd have been pretty peed off of it.
A lot, yeah, definitely. Very true.
For myself, definitely. I think the co-op was utilised quite well. Just for what it is, like better than like the likes of Halo. Like it was more like they acknowledged you as a duo as opposed to just one guy. Although actually we played as the same guy, strangely enough.
Yeah, we did.
But you did feel like individuals, like weirdly enough.
Yeah.
But yes. Moving on to the second bit, which is gameplay, or third bit. Sorry, gameplay.
Gameplay. I was really happy with the gameplay. Very, very, COD orientated like it normally is. But the customization regarding that, like I said, that was just next to none for me. I thought it was brilliant. That's one of the things that really grabbed me, and I thought this is good. It's different. It's nice to see they've utilised some of their multiplayer within their single player.
Yeah, there was so the shooting's as smooth as COD is. COD's just it is what it is. It's that arcade shooting, super smoothness that you're sort of used to. But there was a couple of things they threw in there that I thought was quite cool. So given that it's like a sort of it's 2054 and the world's sort of fighting back at us in a way, it's got these like giant waves would come in and storm and stuff like that.
The anchor
and
stuff,
you would have to like press a button to anchor yourself in as a wave was coming to like stop yourself from being taken away by a wave and then carry on fighting and stuff like that. So there's like tiny little like flavors and elements like that I really enjoyed.
Very true, yeah.
Did you think that anchor thing was quite
cool?
Well,
I just didn't think until you brought it back up. That was brilliant because there was a storm. Obviously, you got out of it, and then you're going down. There's like tsunami waves coming at you again. You get drifted away. So it's just other aspects of game and like the elements really they brought in that you had to sort of avoid. And
obviously the sort of parkour, more mobility stuff. And taking over the machines. So.
Oh yeah, you could So as the drones or whatever you want to call yourselves, you could hack the machines, and obviously like there was drones, there was like little tanks, and you could like basically like electrically take them over, and it was brilliant. Like because obviously that had an aspect of you had to use some to actually destroy certain things.
Yeah, so like get through certain bits, like which is really cool. So like in regards to segue into the next segment, which is did I need him? I'd say yes.
Definitely.
I'd say I needed to. Not only did I need you to pick me up off the floor and stuff like that, but also like Luke worked out the fact that he had to go inside this robot, went right up to this door, and had to blow up this massive gas canister with it. That was next to this door that let us through to the next area and stuff like that, which was like cool.
It was
because it was working the little puzzles out like that, which was actually quite interesting for a COD game once again, because usually they are very sort of straightforward. You know what you're doing. Other than sort of the biggest annoyance in the COD game or hindrance, let's say, is the enemies and trying to like find cover and stuff. But this was like also trying to find different ways of attacking them and stuff like that, which was cool.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I think the little perks you had, like I think there was electrical swarm I had that could again take over stuff and it would kill stuff off. There was so much more abilities as well. Like you had a choice. Yeah. You pressed it down on the D-pad. You got to choose what ability you wanted to equip, and it really opened up the doors for how they've gone about it really. With their
and how to approach enemies differently.
Yeah, definitely.
Which was cool. So that moves us on to our overall rating. What are you saying? I'm quite interested.
I should probably go in between 8 and 9. So I'd probably go like an 8.5. Only, I don't know. Like the co-op wise utilised well, but outside of the game, if you know what I mean. So between us personally, but inside of the game, I feel it's a standard COD. I feel it was very much just you had the extra player, yada. But I'd give it an 8.5. I really enjoyed it. I think I've always enjoyed the COD like sagas, if you will. They still go on and they're still making them now. And I'd never really get bored of them much. No. So I'd give it an 8.5 regarding that.
Yeah, I give it an 8. I'm going to go with an 8 because I think, once again, the only things that sort of took me out of it was the fact that we were the same character. A bit annoying.
Yeah,
looked the same, which is obviously always a bit of a cop-out in terms of these co-op games, because we're looking to sort of feel like individuals but work together.
Yeah,
so
I agree,
although it did do that to an extent, and it had some co-op aspects like reviving and stuff like that, so it definitely had us doing the real life, kind of looking across the room going, nice one, good shot, or whatever. Yeah. But yes, I'll give it an 8. So 8 for Call of Duty Black Ops 3 for me, 8.5 for Call of Duty Black Ops for Luke. And now we move on to what we will be doing next week. So as I've mentioned already, we will be doing Knack, which is a third-person kind of 3D platformer that mentions 2-player on the box. So we're going to give it a go.
Gonna give it a run out.
Give it a run out, see how it goes. It's well renowned for being not Mario. So... we'll see how it goes. But yes, this has been PIXI Partner Up for this week. Please tune in next week. Thank you very much for listening. And now we move on to the weird and wonderful world of Rise Randoms. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the PIXI Game Podcast. And as if you notice me sort of diving around a bit as I do this, it's just me coming back from turning the camera back on. we are now entering the weird and wonderful world of Rise Randoms.
Yeah,
Now,
boy.
Luke, you're a big gaming fan. Clearly, you're on the gaming podcast every single week, and we this weekend we went to a gaming convention.
We certainly did.
It was very, very fun.
Thoroughly enjoyable, mate.
Yeah,
Really
it was
enjoyed
really
myself.
cool. We went to Exeter and checked out a little gaming convention that was going on there. That was really, really fun. Went around, looked at some stalls. Me and Luke were mesmerised by the Zelda blade that was there and shield.
Amazing. It was lovely.
Yeah. It looked beautiful. I'd very much like to have it just straight across here right now.
Just at the bottom, under PIXI, underlining it. Right there, bang.
Yeah, that's it. One day, mate. One day.
Mate.
So, this week was pretty crazy for us. We played the PIXI, first ever PIXI Gaming Championship. Congratulations to Paul.
Well done, Paul.
I was
mate.
I was a close finalist, and next time I'll win it.
Sorry, mate. No, nothing to add to that, mate.
Nothing to say, mate?
No, you've got a great chance, as well as everyone else.
We had a pretty hectic game week ourselves. So we went to a convention, and we started then, and then 16 hours later we finished the actual tournament after. So we went to a convention and then a tournament. So, but it's also been a hectic week for gaming in general, as it was E3.
E3, of course.
And that leads me on to the Rise Random for today. So I'm going to give you have two options.
Oh no.
I'm game.
Yeah.
And game over.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a piece of news or a piece of information from E3 that came out.
Yeah.
And you can either say, I'm game, like it's something that interests you, or game over and you're not.
No,
and it'll be interesting to see what is sparking your interest and what isn't. So, number one, I know you're not exactly caught up on Zelda at the moment, Mr. Zelda fan, but Breath of the Wild 2 trailer has been released. So there was a little sort of trailer, and it sort of hinted a little bit like it might be co-op.
Hey? Well, there we go. I'm in. I'm game.
Game.
I need to
He's
give
definitely game for that. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is Witcher 3, my favourite ever open world game. For now, Breath of the Wild is contending. But Witcher 3 is coming out on Switch.
Okay. Don't get me wrong, I played a lot of Witcher 3, but it doesn't blow me away.
Not on the road.
I suppose it's a handheld. That's what you got. I got to look at it as a handheld here.
So it's up to you, mate. It's totally your own decision.
Yeah, it is my decision. I mean, honestly.
If it was me, I'm game. 100% take my money. CD Projekt Red.
Honestly, I'd probably say game over for me. Just because, I don't know, really. It's just, if the handheld aspect, brilliant, but it's been done, you know?
Yeah.
It's not been remastered, is it really? or nothing like that.
It's been downgraded to go on the Switch.
Yeah, of course. So, I'd be game over for that, unfortunately.
Banjo and Kazooie was announced as a character for Smash Bros.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Oh no, mate. I'd be game because I played all of them on the N64. That's how far back I've gone.
Cool. And you do like your Smash Bros?
I do like Smash Bros. And obviously any new characters they can get in, because obviously they try and put everyone in.
Yeah.
So it's hard to keep bringing in stuff.
All the different consoles.
So it's surprising they didn't bring Banjo in earlier, actually, because I would have seen him as an original, like Mario and all that. So, I'd definitely be game for that one. Very interested.
Cool. That was a really cool reveal. They done it so they pan down to a shadow of the Kazooie on his shoulders, and then they took away the light from the shadow, and it was the Duck Hunt duo. So they had the Duck Hunt dog and the Duck Hunt duck, and it was wow, they've just teased of us, and then all of a sudden Banjo just jumped on his head, and it was cool, Banjo.
That's amazing.
Yeah, really cool little trailer. Moving on, Xbox revealed their new console, the Xbox Scarlet, which it has effectively no load screens and stuff for games, super quick, super fast. It wasn't actually shown or anything like that, so that might be something that turns you off of it. So that's it. The Xbox Scarlet, is that something that
did look into that one, because obviously being an Xbox player myself.
Yep.
I need a bit more on it. I need to because obviously
this boy's getting a PS5. I'm telling you, he's getting a PS5. Of course he is. Everyone
I got the PS4 first, didn't I? So.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna see what it's all about first. What is it aiming at? What is it gonna go back to just gaming? Or because obviously it's trying to be an entertainment system.
Which is a terrible market,
which went tits up.
Yeah.
So I'd be game over on it at the moment, but
Yep.
until it does its more reveals and stuff, I think I'd probably be gaming, seeing what's it about.
Okay, staying on the Xbox thing, Xbox revealed their Project X Cloud, which is a streaming service they're bringing out.
Okay.
So you can stream your Xbox games to your phone. So you could just like use your control with your phone, or you could use your control with your PC, or use your control with your iPad, or use your control with
So
the
Xbox
Xbox
on the go sort of thing.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, but it's like a cloud-based gaming. So it's like Game Pass.
Use
or
that as a service
it's,
sort of thing, is
It's
it?
like Netflix.
Oh, okay.
So Netflix for gaming. So like, you'd say you are in your front room and you don't have an Xbox console there. You just have a control and you load up Xbox.
So they're running their own servers.
Yes.
Ah, so they do this for PCs. I've looked into it for
Yep.
the PC. If you're on literally like your bloody nan's computer and you want to run PUBG, you can hire a server for a certain amount of money a month, and then you just use as much as you want.
But they're looking at doing this, so you've got like Google Stadia as well have released their
I've
thing.
seen about that.
So
that looks good.
You can do it everywhere. So you can just pop your phone up, play
Stop
Halo.
playing. I'd be game for that
Okay.
because
Interesting.
Xbox have never brought out anything to transfer around. Unless
Yeah,
you take your
and I
Xbox
think
with you.
the streaming future will be the future. I don't think it will be the future till after the next generation, personally.
agree,
But
yeah.
it will start coming in now. It will start being hefty. It will
Little
start being one of
bits.
those things and stuff like that. So it'll be really interesting to see. But it's something that interests me for sure, and I'm interested to see where PS4 will go.
Where
with that as well.
PlayStation go with it as well, of course,
And
because they're going to
Stadia
want to
looks
match.
really cool.
I've looked up Google Stadia. That's
Yeah.
brilliant.
So, and speaking of Xbox, of course, because we're not going to have much PlayStation because they weren't there. Halo, the brand new Halo, of which the name has escaped me. Halo Infinite has just come out. They released a little cinematic trailer for it, and it's just Master Chief looking like a badass. And
As
they're
always.
saying it's coming out of Xbox Scarlet as like a release game. Is that something that sort of
That
really
was
interests you?
game over for me. Like like I said when we did the Halo, I said I've played it. It was never one of those games I put all the time into. It was always Call of Duty.
Yep.
So just a new Halo game to me, to be honest, that's what I'm looking at it like. Just something new that all the Halo fans can be gone crazy for. But to me personally,
yourself,
I'd be game over.
Definitely is your rise round it, mate. Okay, another Xbox game, Gears of War 5 was released for the end of this year. Is that anything that sort of...
Love Gears of War.
Yeah?
I think I've completed at least 3 of the 4.
Oh,
They're
cool.
really good. It's one of those games because it's all third person, which I've never been a big fan of. But I played Gears of War the first one, and I was like, yeah, I like this. And they also have like the zombie horde, which is a bit like zombies, but you're just taking on hordes of them rather than running around the map. So I thought that was really good. And I've always loved Gears of War, so definitely I'm in for that. Interested to see what they're going to bring. Obviously, it's been a while since I've had another Gears of War, so it'd be good to see if they bring any new mechanics or anything like that into the game. So I'm definitely game for that one.
Cool. Another one is they have released DLC for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, where you can create Assassin's Creed maps.
Right? Wow.
Yeah.
Now they're
Or I think it's either maps or levels, something like that.
Interesting fact on that actually. It was a bit digressing slightly. When the Notre-Dame burnt down, they were going to use Assassin's Creed
that's cool.
as the only
I saw that.
realistic version of the whole building to rebuild it. So being able to create your map, I'd be in game for something like that. But Assassin's Creed's never something that's on. Yeah, I want to play it. But something like that, mate, might do, and I might just buy it for that reason.
Like creation-wise.
Creation-wise of your own bloody map, that'd be amazing.
So, you're game for that. Have you ever played Watch Dogs?
Yes, I have.
So there has been a new Watch Dogs release, and it is based in London,
Yes.
so UK.
And as a granny, you're
Yeah,
a granny,
you
granny
can be
hacker.
a granny if you want to. Yeah.
I saw that. No, I'm
So you can-
definitely game.
Every NPC you talk to is potential to be on your team.
Yes,
Which is
yes.
cool.
I did like that idea, and I would 100% be game for that. I played Watch Dogs 1 and 2. I didn't play much of 2. Played a lot of 1, and I just like the idea of the technology, how they're bringing it in, and what you can actually do from a smartphone and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It was really, really interesting. And this one though looks like it's got a bit more of a dark side storyline, if you will. So you're actually trying to take on other enemy hackers, stuff like that.
Yeah, cool.
So it really did take me for, basically a game I'm probably going to buy.
Yeah, nice. So that surprised me. I didn't expect you to be interested in that.
Watch Dogs I've played quite a bit of.
Cool.
It's really interesting.
Okay, so behind the scenes, not very much actually at E3 at all, but apparently there was a behind the scenes reveal of gameplay of it, and I'm not even sure if it was exactly at E3 or just before, but around the same time. Modern Warfare have released basically there was a level where you played as a young boy, That you started off and it like I'm not sure if it was like a flashback or something, but it flashed back from this guy's point of view, and then you're this little boy, and there's these Russians bursting into your house, but you're playing as the little boy.
Oh right.
And they're like rushing in and smashing your house up and stuff, and they're like grabbing your mum and trying to kill her and stuff like that. And you like pick up this AK and shoot them and stuff. So I think it's going to be like going along some pretty sort of hefty, like riding that line of like emotional,
like that's what's happening in the world at the moment.
That's
Like who knows?
Those kind of things, that kind of like walking the edge of that kind of stuff. Is that something that's sort of interesting you? Obviously, new engine
100%.
and the graphics. If you watch the trailer. And that's actual gameplay graphics too are like absolutely next level.
They are amazing, and definitely one I'd be in game for. Just Call of Duty alone.
Cross-platform.
Yes, that's the thing. That's a new in thing I think as well. Cross-platform being there, meaning I can play with anyone and everyone basically. Opens up to massive servers, but they've got that power now in their internet, in their bloody technology to run it. It used to be like 20 max on a map. Now it's like 400. Come here. It's got like that, and it's really good to see because it's going to bring not just like PS4 against Xbox. It can be like, we can play anything on anything. I can play on my mate who's got a PS4. I can play on my mate who's got that. Definitely. So COD alone though, I'm definitely game for that one.
Okay, moving on. Lego Star Wars.
Okay.
There's a new one called the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, and it will be from the Phantom Menace all the way until the very new one, which I forget the name of as well. It's not The Last Jedi. That's the one that just happened. I forget it. The Last Skywalker, maybe it's called the new one. I can't remember. The Last Jedi ruined Star Wars so much for me that I've gone off it a little bit, which upsets me really. But hopefully, this new one, revitalizes my soul. But I wouldn't hold out any hope. But this game looks super cool. It's like a full sort of the whole saga, so all 9 movies, all in one game, and apparently it's like a massive open world as well. So it's like a new take on a Lego game. So it's like changing the whole dynamics of it. So not only is it Lego Star Wars, we've reviewed that on PIXI Partner Up before.
We have, yeah.
But it'll be interesting maybe to dive into this to see whether
the
it's
difference. That's what I was going to say.
A modern version of it,
Yeah. So for we're saying it's free roam and all that sort of stuff. Really, interests me. So I'd be in game to see. Maybe not like buy it straight away, but maybe like start watching some playthroughs, see what it's about really. And then if I do like the look of it, definitely get it.
Okay, so another one is they announced, it has been announced before, but it was like a deeper look into Minecraft Dungeons. So it's like a third-person Minecraft. Do you know like Diablo?
Yeah.
It's like Diablo, but Minecraft.
But Minecraft, like characters sort of thing.
An art style and everything.
I can't say I've ever played Minecraft. Like I've seen some, I've watched videos of where people have built stuff, and it's amazing. And I think the amount of time you put into this land, fair play. But honestly, it would be a game over for me, only because I just don't think I'd play it. I wouldn't be interested in it. I never watch like Minecraft constantly sort of thing, It never hooks me, so definitely game over for me, unfortunately.
Okay, and then we move on to our final 2. I'm just going to check whether the camera's still recording because I'm getting a little bit nervous about it. So if you see me disappear behind the screen, you'll know why.
All good.
Tech check is okay. Last 2. So Luke's last 2, either I'm game or game over. E3 predictions, or not predictions, but reaction, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is a new third-person Jedi game where you play as a Jedi, and it looks very, very cool.
It looks very good. I've looked this one up. Yeah, I have. It would definitely be firstly a game from me.
Yeah.
And again, it just looks phenomenal. Like it's hard because they don't try and make it samey, but the others that I've played have been. So obviously they brought out Battlefront, and it's like the Return of the Jedi, and that would just be that game alone. So they try and make you just a Jedi, or they try and make you all the characters. But with this, it looks like not a simulator as such, but like I don't know, really.
It's like a really immersive third-person story-based game.
Story-based game that your own story for a Jedi, and
and there's no like online or anything. It's literally just is what it is.
Yeah.
There's no microtransactions. It's just this is a story game.
Yeah.
From start to finish, and it'll be a cool story to go on. And
Very
hopefully,
interesting to go through.
You know, it ends on a cliffhanger. They have more stuff like that. It's something that interests me for sure. I'm not sure if it interests me enough to buy it on release. But
no, that's the same.
it's one of those games where it's like I might wait, and maybe if it has great reviews and stuff, I might, you know, it might tempt me. So your game.
I'm very game.
And finally, as we've already mentioned, Apex has announced its season 2.
It has.
And announced its new hero, or whatever it is. The PS4 just turned itself on. This happens sometimes on the podcast. The PS4 has a life of its own and decides to turn itself on.
Updates.
It's not even that. It's weird, man. My PS4 is over 5 years old now. The poor old girl. She's done me well, and she's had, let's say, heftier running
Yes, that's some running.
than many others that are out there in the wild. But yeah, the PS4 is making an appearance. But Apex,
I'm game. When it first came out, I was well in there.
It's now turning itself off. The PS4.
I was straight in there. And obviously, it's just bringing out new content. This is what games like this need to do. Maps, content, skins, whatever. Literally, that's what
it's
makes
making me excited to play Apex again.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm definitely looking forward to just seeing what they do with it. Again, is it going to be new challenges? Like you said, I think you were saying they revealed a character. I think that's something that I'll be amazed. Like, yes, let's get on this. I want to get that character. It just gives people something to work to, and then enjoy it more. Not like, oh, it's the same old. Oh yeah, kill that guy. And, you get to that stage where you're that good. Because some players are like that. They get that good, and they're just like, yep, same bang bang bang, same character, same weapon.
Yeah.
I need this loadout, or I'm not going. I'm going to lose.
Yeah.
Whereas this might open up a vast majority of different weapons.
Yeah. Hopefully they do mess around with all that kind of stuff and balancing and everything else. And
literally,
It doesn't matter. Even though they're just adding the new thing on the map and everything, how the map's going to change. Like, is it going to completely change the map? Is it going to be a different map? I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah, interesting. So your game?
I'm very game.
Very game. Okay, so that's all I had written down, and that moves us on to the thought of the day and the end of the show. Did you like going through the old E3 stuff?
I liked it because I didn't look into it as much. I sort of looked at the bits I wanted to, but then you were bringing stuff up that I didn't, like the Kazooie and all that.
Yeah, that's cool.
I thought that was really good, and it was nice to open up my eyes to see what else they're bringing in really into the gaming world.
And obviously there will be something coming from PlayStation soon as well, so I'll be interested and excited about that. So, thought of the day, end of the show. Just for that, thank you once again for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Thank
Ryan.
you all for watching and listening.
You.
It's been absolutely ace. We literally love it. We can't wait already.
It's just so good, We've already thought what we're going to do.
That's it. And if there's anyone who's watching who fancies sort of coming on the pod or anything like that, especially if you know Luke or are friends with Luke, then just get in contact with him.
This guy
or me, and then we'll have a discussion about it and have you on for a little bit at the start of mine and Luke's podcast or something like that.
100%.
Get something on the go anyway. But and if not, you're just enjoying listening, then thank you very much. You can obviously listen and watch on YouTube and on Anchor.
Yeah.
If you're listening or watching on the one, then try the other. If not, if you're on the go, or if you listen to the podcast, or if you're watching, obviously it's YouTube. But yes, thought of the day, end of the show, and this one goes out to Paul. A champion is defined not by their wins, but how they recover from a fall. The next PIXI Gaming Championship will be November, and that will be the fall of Paul Urquhart. So we'll have to see after that how he does. I'm also interested between then, or maybe doing a duos championship. So games that we can play together.
Liking this.
So 2-on-2 Rocket League and 2-on-2 FIFA and 2-on-2 games like that.
Bring your own partner. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Actually, we all do it as us 5 again, but you find your own gaming partner.
Yeah, potentially.
Now that, keep in touch, guys.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So there we are. PIXI Partner Up. We will be back next time for NAC and Rise Randoms and everything else. I will ramp up your Rise Randoms for next time, so I'm going to do something completely different. And sorry about last time. The video got cut short. I don't know why. Thank you very much for that, YouTube. Thank you very much.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.